What is up, Jacob Nation? I am reporting live at my natural habitat at the trailhead. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. We have a quick crew report here. One crew here. She's wearing yellow. And those familiar with Jacob Nation will know sometimes we have dogs on here. We've featured Stella, and I think we featured Griffey. Well, bad news if you're into either one of those. Stella's somewhere else, and Griffey's dead. So we have a sub. His name is Edgar.
Edgar Martinez, Caucasian.
He's the sub. It's a reference to the Mariners. Shout out to the Mariners after winning their game last night. Anyways, we are reporting live from, here it is, Heather Lake. We're here at Heather Lake Trailhead. And those familiar with Jacob Nation will know, real Jacob Nation heads will know, that this hike is featured as the second Jacob vlog ever made, not even on this channel. If you can find that video, it is on the internet. Let me know, comment the YouTube channel that it's on. And here we go. All right guys, so here's the setup for walking the dog. I have him clipped onto my backpack, and this will keep him nice and secure with my hands free. The dog will be ready, and I'll be hands-free to be manipulating anything that may come in the way.
Edgar, sit. It's too much for him.
Look at this big old tree, guys. They don't make them like this anymore. That's a fact of the matter. Now that's growth, and these are all new growth trees here. And that's a crew member. All right, guys, we got a water report. First water report of the day.
Yeah, that's cold and wet. That's cold and wet. And I'm colder and wetter now.
Not that bad. I have to say, guys, this is definitely a fall hike. It's crisp in the morning. And I'm real excited for some snow hikes getting in here. But for now, it's still a beautiful day. You know, bright blue skies. You can, I don't know if it's too washed out, but blue skies, it's just a little fall crispness. And even the trees are starting to change a little bit on the drive here. Obviously we're in the evergreens now, so they're not gonna change. But anything deciduous, yeah, it's changing. So we just found this quartz sitting there. It looks very beautiful. It almost looks like a tooth. Let's wash it off here. Oh yeah, that's cold and wet. Holy. Obviously it needs to get tumbled a little bit or something, polished off, but it's as good as it's gonna get. There's a look into the canopy. Look at that. Here's another old growth right here. I think this actually was in the old video, this tree. Should we compare it? Bring up the clip if it's there, and then Sam Shippers would be standing right there too. All right guys, I got a little hot, so took off the hat and I took off the hoodie. So this is what we got now. Purple shirt and matted down hair. And we got a rock hound and a regular hound. This, ladies and gentlemen, is known as erosion. And you can see how the dirt has fallen away. And it's a natural process as much as a tree growing is. We got a slug here. Anyone know what kind of type this is? I would say banana slug, but the issue is it's not banana colored. It's just like a pale white yellow. And we've seen two of them so far. So I'd like to know what they are, but I don't know. Anyone know? Comment below. We also found this moth. I think he's dead though. I don't know if it's picking it up, but it's just such an awesome pale green in here. We kind of got the trail all to ourselves. We pulled up to the parking lot. We were the only ones there until we're getting our bags packed and ready to roll up the hill. And then some people pulled up. On Jacob Nation, I prefer the policy. This is my recommendation to you all. If you're bringing your dog on a hike, keep him on a leash. Even if your dog is friendly, other people's dogs may not be. And it's just a risk you don't want to run. So we got a little collapsible water bottle for him. Are you thirsty? He's obedient at least. So we'll get him some water. Been trucking along for a while now. You can see the difference. So over here, See all those trees and see how densely the trees are packed. There's really not much any undergrowth under here because the trees all block it out. And I think my theory is that a while ago all this was logged down, and then these little trees were either planted or just outgrew the natural cedars and whatnot, like the old growth that we see, and then smothers out the rest so nothing else can grow. You can see the difference between right here, over there, and then I just spin around over this way where they probably stopped cutting. And you can even see this tree here, this big ol' honking one, it's still alive because they never logged it. And it's still living up there, even though it's big as all hell. This is probably right about where they stopped logging, and now we see those big trees, or they allow more sun to come in. And that's why we have all this growth under here, which is better for animals because they can eat it. Whereas in there, what are you supposed to eat if you're a deer or a squirrel or a chipmunk or a bear or a bobcat or a beaver or a fox or a coyote or a rabbit?
Or every other animal that lives in the forest.
Or a chipmunk.
Got it, you already said chipmunk.
Or an owl or a mouse. If there's no mouse, there's no owl. So, yeah.
Owl just eats chipmunk.
Actually support natural biodiversity. It's beginning to look a lot like fall. That's a reference to the song, It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas, but except that it's beginning to look a lot like fall. Got a little waterfall here and a little bit of a creek crossing. Always nice to have one of these. I remember back when I did this hike the first time, this little creek crossing was a lot more tumultuous. Pretty easy to cross now, but I bet in the next coming months, week or two, we'll have some a little more rapids once a little more precipitation starts falling down. Edgar, do you have a mud report? Huh? What's the mud report? What do you have to say, sir? You were there. You were there at ground zero when the mud. What happened in the mud? It's too dark to tell. I'll be quiet and look off into the distance. So we're nearing the lake here, and we came across this little clearing, and all these look stomped down. I'm starting to wonder if a bunch of elk or deer came and stomped all these leaves down. So I'm in the swamp here. There are some footprints, but nothing that makes me think that there's a whole troop of deer, because it's pretty muddy in here and there'd be footprints. So maybe that's just the cycle of these plants. Well, here I am at Heather Lake. Not that bad, not that freaky, not that poopy. I think this is probably where the creek bed is, but it's all dried up because we're at the end of the season. Let's get some view of the lake, huh?
The fall.
Here is the flow out of the actual creek and the lake. So it's a little dried up where we just were, but now there's plenty of water flow coming through, and we're on a little boardwalk. It's beginning to look a lot like fall. Not that bad. All right, guys, so here I am at the lake, and it's just looking so beautiful. We got all the fall foliage right over there. It's just spectacular out here. Perfect temperature, perfect everything. I was thinking I would take this time to talk about Bigfoot or Squatch or Sasquatch or skunk ape, all these different names, a Yeti. Clear the air about what my opinion is. Growing up, me and Sam Shippers, you all have seen him here on the show, we used to go squatching, where we'd go out into the woods and look for Sasquatch. It wasn't just Sasquatch, we would search for cryptids and other things like that. So we would search for Mothman, Bigfoot. Those were the main two we were looking for. And we never really found anything. Unfortunately, I've been up and down these woods and I haven't seen any Squatch. Although in Colorado, we did have that Montgomery Pass experience. So something to put a flag in. As of right now, my official stance, as much as I'd like to believe into a Bigfoot or a Squatch, I think most likely it's probably a bear that people are seeing. And, you know, you see what you want to see. Because today, back when we first came over here, we saw a white spot on the rock. And we were like, oh, that's definitely a mountain goat. I saw it moving. I saw it like kick its leg out. I saw it like moving and rotating up there. Come to see, we get on this side of the lake and we're probably about 200 yards closer. We can get a good look at this spot. It's definitely just a white spot on a rock. I think a lot of times people see what they want to see. A lot of these Bigfoot people, they believe in Bigfoot and that's their thing, and they want to see Bigfoot. Finally, they see a bear in the woods and sure as hell looks like Bigfoot. I think these people really believe they do saw Bigfoot too. I don't think they're lying. I think they fully believe. Just like I fully believed I saw a mountain goat up there. Just a rock or just a bear. That is the Jacob Nation official stance. Unless I'm proven otherwise, I do have an open mind. So you guys see that little white spot at the center of the screen? That's just a rock. I thought it was a mountain goat. I even asked the guy we were walking along if he had binoculars. Thank goodness he didn't, because this would be humiliating. But just a rock, and I thought I saw a mountain goat.
This is Edgar ASMR. He's gonna eat some cheese for us. Another one? Last one, buddy. We did good boy.
Guys, I think I found where the Grinch lives. Up in there. All right, gang. So, I think we'll be heading on down. Just another beautiful view of Heather Lake. Highly recommend this hike. I'll see you guys at the bottom for the final trip report.
Hey guys, this is Edgar. I just wanted to come in and say, everybody hit the like button, the bell, and subscribe, and be part of Jacob Nation.
All right, gang. Back in the car and have the final report here. I definitely recommend this hike. It's got a water feature. It's got beautiful rocks, beautiful scenery. And the hike up is pretty good too. Different biomes, rocks. There's like a tree biome, a nature biome, swamp biome. It's all there. Solid hike, 8 out of 10. Make sure you guys like and subscribe for Jacob Nation. Hope you guys enjoy this one and the next one. Hopefully I got a snow hike coming in.